Nigeria and Jamaica. What if they are not just related? What if they are twin flames?
Nigeria and Jamaica have a special bond and we can't stop thinking about it. Recall when Miss Jamaica won Miss World in 2019. Miss Nigeria jubilated in such a way that you would think that she won the crown. Some people say she was doing too much. But please, this was a moment of sisterhood. Likewise, in July 2022, Toby Amuson won the 100 meters hurdles in the World Athletics, and the Jamaican competitors celebrated with her, hugging her too. Would you say that she was also doing too much? Nah. So what exactly is this bond between the two countries? Though far apart, it seems like natives of both Jamaica and Nigeria tend to have something special when they're together. In February 2022, the governments of Nigeria and Jamaica had a session of the Nigeria-Jamaica Joint Commission in Abuja. Speaking at the event, the Minister of Foreign Affairs in Nigeria, Jeffrey Onyema, said that both governments have put in place mechanisms to strengthen bilateral relations between both countries. So you see, the bond is not only social, but also political. Both governments make this bond intentional.
One is the African giant with 230 million people. The other is a tiny island that shook the entire world. The world calls them too loud, too aggressive, too much. But here's what they won't tell you. When a Nigerian meets a Jamaican, it's not a clash, it's a reunion. They recognize something in each other that that the rest of the world will never, like the rest of the world will never understand. They share the same fire, the same defiance, the same refusal to bow down. And this is not just a coincidence. This is blood memory. This is what happens when two people forged in the same colonial fire finally find each other again. Guys, I want you to buckle up because this connection runs deeper than you think. So let us go.
All right, guys, I hope you guys are doing well. As many of you may know, I am from Nigeria. I am from the Igbo tribe of Nigeria. And I live in Trinidad and Tobago, Caribbean. I've been gradually observing a lot of things that have me excited, pleasantly excited. I realized that some of the slangs or words that Caribbean people use actually originated from some tribe in Africa. For example, Jamaica, they use the word unu a lot. I hear that in a lot of Jamaican music. Unu. Sometimes I will hear something that goes unu doom. I'm like, what? Listen, don't tell me that these people are using our language. And that is part of their everyday word. One day I heard it in another song. I said, no, I want to go research. Now, unu in my tribe means all of you. When they say unu doom bia, Unubia, meaning all of you come. And when we say unu, it means all of you. When we say unu dum, the doom at the end stresses on the fact that I want all of you to come, that they are calling everyone to come. And Jamaican people use that a lot. I'm like, okay, let me go research. When I did my research, I figured out that unu also mean all of you. I'm like, hold up, how did that happen? Did they borrow it from the tribe? Maybe during the time of slavery, many of their ancestors came with some of their tribal languages. So it keeps showing me that, listen, these people in the Caribbean, especially Afro-Caribbean, truly came from Africa, truly came from Nigeria and the Ghana, especially the Igbo tribes and the Yoruba tribe as well. Caribbean people use the word mumu. Everybody in Nigeria know when you say that guy na mumu, meaning that guy is stupid, he's fool, he's not smart enough. And in the Caribbean, it means the same. Mumu, come on, man, hold up. This is becoming more interesting for me, to be honest.
If you're a person that does not like the Igbo culture, you may want to scroll past this post because this is going to have Igbo Amaka written all over it. So many of you have seen me in videos and you've thought to yourself, she looks just like an Igbo woman. And guess what? You're absolutely right. But let me tell you the little secret behind it. See, it all started with the transatlantic slave trade. During the transatlantic slave trade, many of Igbos were taken to the island of Jamaica, and though they were not home, they took everything they had with them, which includes their proverbs, the language, their culture, and most of all, their entrepreneurial spirit. So let me tell you some of the similarities between the Igbos of Nigeria and the Igbo descendants of the Caribbean. For example, our language. In our native tongue in Jamaica, which is called Patois, We have a very, very popular word that we use, and we pronounce it unu. This is the Igbo word una. It means you people, or all of you, or you all. We use that every single day in Jamaica. By the way, if you're loving this shirt and you're thinking, well, Sheikah, where can I get one? Make sure you go to ldrvisa.com and click on shop. Anyways, back to the video. In Jamaica, we have some famous Igbo proverbs that we use every single day. But the truth is, most modern day Jamaicans are not aware of where their language and a lot of the things that they're saying is coming from. The truth is, it came from the Igbos of Nigeria. One of the popular proverbs that we use all the time is, you will see a wata ga pumpkin belly. This is a popular phrase that we say in Jamaica. And in Igbo language, it sounds like this.
Amaka milisi weba obi ubogru.
Yes, and that's my husband, by the way. I did ask him to make me a voice note. I'm not that advanced in Igbo language yet. But yes, basically the meaning is, you will see how does the water get to the belly of a fruit or a vegetable? How does the water get to the belly, right? Right. That is something we say every single day in Jamaica. The Igbos are the largest entrepreneurial group in Nigeria. And guess what? They have passed down that entrepreneurial spirit to us, their descendants in the Caribbean. If you would like to learn more about the similarities between the Igbo descendants of the Caribbean and the Igbos of Nigeria, let me know down in the comment section. And if you're an LDR couple and you're not yet following us, what are you waiting for? Make sure you engage from the bottom up, and I'll see you in the next video.
I don't know if you know this, but recently they must say that Jamaica and Nigeria are about to have direct flights between each other. You know what that mean? You know, sorry, all of my patois is from Sean Paul, as you can imagine. But you know what it mean? It mean the union of countries that were meant to be together all this time. Jamaica and Nigeria, soulmates. You know it. I know it. I feel it in my gut. Okay? It's time for us to have jerk jollof. Okay? It's time for us to have ackee and sawfish with crayfish and pounded yam. You get me? It's about time we bring over. I'm not talking about the Zagada, not that Mr. Easy brand of Jamaica or the Burna Boy brand. We talk about real union. Because recently, okay, now to the real, the ambassador of Jamaica, Lincoln Downer, sat down with Festus Kayama, which is the aviation minister for Nigeria. And they talked about tightening relationships between both nations. Because who else? Who else were we meant to be with? I can't think of a place. I've been to Jamaica, and when I got there, I said, this is my village. You give them the language is my village. And I'm sure that when Jamaicans come to Nigeria, they feel the same way. I could not think of a better country to have this type of relations with for Nigeria. I think both chaos and order that is amongst our midst deserves to come together. So big up yourself, aviation minister and ambassador for Jamaica, because me I come home, tell them tick girls in the yard. tell the tick girls them in the yard. Tell them I can come home and bust up the place because. Is it bust up or mash up the place? Mash up the place because we deserve to be with each other. Okay? My brother, it's Nigerian Jamaica. It's in the name. Okay? It's Jamaica. Jamaica. We all the things we're about to give birth to because of this union. You know, understand? You know what I mean? You don't know what I mean. You don't know.
So, come here, guys. When I was coming to Jamaica, I did a lot of findings. I literally was everywhere on YouTube, watching Jamaica documentaries, listening to people that have been here before me. And one thing that I read before coming to Jamaica was how unsafe it was. Somebody had said it was safe, but it wasn't safe with jewelries. Don't wear your jewelries on the streets of Jamaica, which was actually one of the reasons I do not have any jewelry on. I just have my watch on, okay? Apple Watch is common. Nobody's gonna snatch my watch. And then I was gonna change my wedding band, but I couldn't get a cheaper wedding band. So like nobody's gonna cut my finger to snap my wedding band out of my finger. So I just left it. And this hair, I made it in Jamaica, is so affordable. let's go to the point. Who knows this? Does anybody remember this? So of all the African countries I've been to, I know Jamaica is Caribbean, Jamaica is North Africa, but it is so similar to my country, Nigeria. They have so many things in common. The food, they have cassava, they have cashew, like the foods are so similar. They have cashew, they have cassava, name it. They literally have everything. And the people are so nice. The people are so nice. Well, this is not about the people, this is not about the pros and the cons, the similarity between Jamaica and Nigeria. I am going to talk about that later. But there is no way I can take this out of Jamaica, and I really want to show you guys before I leave. You see, I remember growing up eating this a lot, and Jamaicans said this is their national fruit. You would see this in every houses, everywhere you find this. And in my language, we call this ushi. I know you might call it a different name in your language, but in Jamaica, they call this haki. And I tried their bami. I feel like it's bland. Bami is made out of cassava. It's nice. I tried their unripe plantain. It was okay. I did not try their yam. I wanted to. And I was going to try the haki meal because I was told they make this into food, into a meal. They just don't eat it. In Nigeria, I know we eat it. I hate this a lot. I had this a lot growing up. So if you ask me, I will tell you Jamaica is safe. Safe. Like safe. S-A-F-E. Jamaica is so safe. You have nothing to worry about. Like, I knew when I was living there I had nothing to worry about. I'm black. Like, nothing is gonna happen to me. They are nice. They are wholesome people. In Jamaica, I felt safer than I would in my country. That's the truth. So Jamaica is so safe. I still don't have my jewelries on, but that's fine.
Like, on a real though, does anyone else's Jamaican parents watch Nollywood? Because from COVID, my mum and my dad every night will watch Nollywood, and they've been obsessed with it ever since like 2020. And I know I'm not the only one that has Jamaican parents that watch Nollywood.
Let me tell you something. I've been around the diaspora long enough to notice patterns, and here is one that will blow your mind. Put a Nigerian and a Jamaican in the same room and something clicks. It's instant, it's electric, and it's like they've known each other for lifetimes. Now, before you think this is just some feel-good Pan-African fairy tale, let me tell you this runs deep. We are talking about genetics, we're talking about history, spirituality, and energy. We are talking about two nations who survived the worst humanity could throw at them and came out the other side saying, you know what, we are still here and we are still loud about it. So today we're going to be breaking down why Nigeria and Jamaica, they're not just allies, they're soulmates. And trust me, once you see it, you can't unsee it again. Let's start where it all began, the Middle Passage. Okay, between the 16th and 19th centuries, millions of Africans, Igbo, Yoruba, Akan, Congo people were ripped from West and Central Africa and enslaved in the Caribbean. Jamaica became one of the largest slave colonies in the British Empire. And guess where most of those enslaved Africans came from? The Nigerian coastline. That's not a metaphor. That's a genealogy. You want proof? Okay, let us talk about the Aki. Jamaica's national fruit, it didn't originate in Jamaica. It came from West Africa on slave ships. The same ship that carried human cargo also carried seeds, languages, spiritual practices, and survival strategies. Today, if you walk through Kingston and listen closely, you'll hear echoes of Igbo in patois. You'll taste Yoruba in the jack seasoning. You'll see Akan symbolism in Rastafarian philosophy. Jamaica is not like Nigeria. Jamaica is Nigeria's long-lost child raised by the sea. That's why Jamaicans themselves say, we are Nigerians of the Caribbean. It's not a joke. It's the acknowledgement, like a homecoming that never quite happened until now. Now, okay, let us talk about the vibe here. If you've ever been in a room full of Nigerians, you know the energy. Loud, confident, unapologetic. They walk in and own the space. It's not arrogance, it's survival. It's centuries of being told you're nothing and deciding, you know what, I am everything, bro. Jamaicans, they give the same exact energy but with different accent. They don't just enter a room, they announce themselves. They are bold, they are fiery, they are direct, and the rest of the world calls them aggressive, too much, too difficult. But when a Nigerian meets a Jamaican, they don't see any aggression at all. They see La Familia, they see a reflection of themselves. I've seen it firsthand in Toronto, London, New York, anywhere in the diaspora. When they gather, Nigerians and Jamaicans gravitate towards each other like they're magnets. They joke the same way, sharp, witty, borderline ruthless. They argue the same way, passionate, loud, but with respect underneath. And they love the same way, ride or die, no halfway. That's not culture, that's a soul recognition. If you want proof of this connection, just press play. Bob Marley, there is Fela Kuti, two prophets, two revolutionaries, both used music to fight colonization, corruption, and oppression. Both created sounds that didn't just entertain, they liberated. Reggae and Afrobeat ain't just genres. They are movements, they are resistance wrapped in rhythm, and today they are merging. Burna Boy collaborates with Popcorn. Wizkid samples Buju Banton. Dancehall rhythms blend seamlessly with Afrobeat drums. The line between Lagos and Kingston is not a border, it is a bridge, and the world is finally catching on. Afrobeats and dancehall dominate streaming platforms, festival lineups, and global charts. Why? Because they carry the same frequency. Defiance, joy, and unshakable belief that we belong here. Two sounds, one heartbeat. So, next up, let us talk about sports. Jamaica, 3 million people. Usain Bolt, Shelly Ann Fraser-Price, Veronica Campbell-Brown, the fastest humans on earth right now as we speak. Nigeria, Super Eagles, Olympic gold in 1996, Premier League stars, La Liga legends. Talk about them. These ain't just athletes. They are proof that colonized nations can dominate. Proof that small doesn't mean weak. Proof that the descendants of enslaved and oppressed people can stand on the world stage and say, we are excellent. Jamaica and Nigeria use sports the way their ancestors used drum to announce their presence, to demand respect, to say, you tried to dress us, but we are still here. We are still winning, man. Give us the title. Here's where it gets personal with me, by the way. I've seen Nigerian and Jamaican marriages, and let me tell you, they are spicy. Two people refuse to back down, who speak their minds without filter, who love with everything they've got. It's not always easy, but it's real. It's real. It gives that touch like love, because when you've both been told you're too much, finding someone who doesn't flinch at your fire, that's not just love. That's home, a place we call home. And beyond romance, the friendship is legendary. Nigerians and Jamaicans in the diaspora form bonds that last lifetimes. They open businesses together, they defend each other in spaces that try to tokenize them. They show up for each other because they understand what it means to carry the weight of an entire people on your shoulders. Right, people? You get me? You feel me, my people? Okay, this is the Bantu merchant. And okay, that's not a twice, that's kinship. And let me tell you something that the world doesn't want to admit. Nigerians and Jamaicans scare people. Not because they're violent, not because they're dangerous, but because they are uncontrollable. You can't control them. They refuse to shrink. They refuse to apologize for taking up their space. They refuse to play the game by the rules designed to keep them small. And that refusal, that's what makes them too much. People call them too much. But when they find each other, suddenly they're not too much. They're enough. They're understood. They're seen. They're together. They're one people. That's frequency. That's what soulmates do. They do not ask you to dim your light. They turn up their own to match yours. So here's what I want you to take away from this as I finish up. Nigeria and Jamaica are not just connected by history. They are connected by spirit, by resilience, by a shared refusal to let the world define them who they are. They are two nations who survived the worst and emerged as giants. And when giants meet, they don't compete. They collaborate. They build, they create, they remind the world what strength looks like. Nigerians call Jamaicans our cousins across the waters. Jamaicans call Nigerians family who never left. And both are right. Because this is not about geography. This is about bloodlines. This is about two peoples who are torn apart by the cruelest forces in history and found each other again anyway. Nigeria and Jamaica are soulmates across the Atlantic. Too loud for the world, but never too much for each other. Guys, if this resonated with you, drop a comment, share this with your Nigerian or Jamaican friend, and subscribe because we are just getting started. This is the Bantu Merchant. I am here. My sole purpose is to connect the motherland Africa with the Caribbean diaspora, with the Caribbean nations, with US, with UK. Any person of black descent, just know that we all hail from Africa. And we brothers and sisters from Africa, from motherland, we love you. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for always being with me. Thank you for everyone who subscribed to this channel, because you are the people who make me create these videos every day. Returning subscribers, may the good Lord bless you. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you in the next video.